All right, so it is 3 minutes after 10, and it's September the 12th, 2024. And I'm getting ready to turn it in. I just came from the gym, but honestly, I spent a great deal of time there today because, number one, I'm not just working on, trying to tone my body up. I'm also working on my mental, making sure that my shit is what it needs to be. And also, working on other aspects of myself. Detoxification is a process that is heavily impacted by sweating, and I just wanted to make sure that I sweat it today. And so, and I'm not detoxing from anything in particular. It's just, it's good to do that. Like I said, to constantly cleanse your body. When you get to a certain point in your life, you can feel when you haven't eaten right, or you can feel when, you may have had too much of this or too much of that, or whatever the case, right? What I did today, I messed up a little bit because I brought food with me. So I had a salad in the middle of my process and then went back to work out. And I was like, why would you do that? It completely threw me off. I wasn't able to get everything that I needed to get done, completed, but it's okay. I'm going to try again and get myself on track, because now I know, because everything with me is trial and error, unfortunately. I didn't have anyone teach me, rules of fitness and all that kind of stuff. I had to kind of figure it out myself, and I'm still figuring everything out. I decided that, I need to go back to literally just not having much. And if I am going to have something, maybe have like a cool little parfait or something before I go, or, have a salad maybe a few hours before I go or something like that, because I was like, it really threw me off. Like literally it threw me off. Like I couldn't even I was I was working on my calves, and I can't remember that workout that you call it, but when you're laying down on the table and you're lifting with basically with your calves, right? I'm laying on my stomach, and next thing I know, I'm like, oh my God, I felt the salad like start rising up. I was like, oh no, you can't do this shit. You're gonna have to take it easy. So I took it easy for the rest of my process, and I'm not mad about the process. I don't feel like I cheated myself or anything like that. I just know better next time not to have any food that has any weight on it. And anybody who knows me knows that my salads be like, I be serious about my salads, honey. Pretty much that's my entire diet. There's just different types of salads, right? And so it was really good. It had like kale and purple cabbage and, cucumbers, pumpkin seeds. I had some dried cranberries on there and cheese and salmon, and you know what I'm saying? So I was like hooking some shit up, and I was like, all right, now, this is because I was hungry, and I was like, all right, you got to make sure you feed yourself. You don't want to be up in here like depriving yourself of, eating. That's not healthy. You're just in here trying to get yourself, toned up. And so I was like, dang, was the salad too big? I'm not sure. It wasn't very big at all, actually. I put it in a little hummus container. When you go get hummus, it's like a tiny container. So I put it in that. It wasn't too much, but I was like, at this point, you need to make sure that you are taking note of every discomfort that you feel while you're, getting this process up and going, because eventually I may, bring some other people in and teach them what it is that might have worked for me. And if something doesn't work for me, then I need to take note of it, So I spent a lot of time just like steaming, which felt really, really good. I needed to sweat. So, and I made it through my first gallon of water. I added some tea, some mint tea, and some black licorice. It was really good. And I think I had some cinnamon in there too. I threw some cinnamon in there. And I just, added it to a gallon of water and committed to drinking that gallon of water down for the day. And I got down to just a little bit. I have a few little ounces left, but I ain't counting that because I'm going to probably drink that throughout the night. But I've got to get back to my gallon of water a day because I've definitely been depriving myself of that. So it's just like little things or whatever that I recognize about my process. Am I fully satisfied with my lifting? The amount that I was able to lift? I was like, not really. I'm not really fully satisfied with that. I wasn't able to get in what I needed to get in. It was just way too many people in there. So I realized that, okay, babe, you're going to have to, now is when you start determining when you're going to be able to come in here so that you can get everything that you want to get done out the way. So once I figure that part out, it'll be okay. I had another salad when I left too. I was like, is that greedy? I'm like, no, it's been like 2 hours. It's been like 2 hours, but that salad was so good. I swear to God. Pause. Okay, I'm back. I had to have a handful of, I have like these mixed peanuts and stuff like that. And I was like, matter of fact, let me grab one real quick before I, lay it on down or whatever. And so, anyway, I don't feel like I got enough lifting in, but that's okay. Aside from that, I definitely did what I know I needed to do. What I did do today, I know is beneficial to what I'm trying to do, whatever my end goal is, right? So anyway, let me see. How was I feeling today? I felt okay. I felt relaxed. I can tell that there were people around me who were familiar with who I am. Even though I'm pretty low key, people are very familiar with who I am. And I don't have a problem with that at all. Not at all. I mean, I used to, but I know that whatever narrative was painted with that, however I was forced to show up in the world, I know for a fact that it's not true. So it doesn't bother me as much as it did before, So, and I'm so happy to finally get to that space. I really am, I didn't think that I would get to this point. I'm not going to lie. I didn't think that I would ever get to this point, but to be honest, I've gotten to that point where I feel like, if people are going to be childish and, say little things or do little things or whatever that's pertinent to that, it's kind of like, all right, well, I don't need to be around that. So I know that I don't want to be around that because I know that doesn't fully represent who I am as a woman. And I'm very grateful that I can see it that way now. And in addition to that, just staying focused. I just look at it as maybe just a few tests, where men in particular, men in particular, women too, but a majority of men, will try to distract you, in different ways. And I forgot about that part, when you go working out and stuff like that, like they try to distract you. So I've learned to, kind of like really hone in on what it is that I need to do. and not really allow too many distractions to get in the way. Whether it be I have to close my eyes and do my workout, or whether it be, like if I'm in the steam room or something like that, or the sauna, and I'll just cover my eyes with my towel or whatever, which is beneficial in other ways too. So, I'm figuring out how to navigate those waters, even though I know that they can be quite dangerous. So, I'm like, okay, y'all don't, y'all don't know what y'all are, trying to attract at this point, because I'm really not, I'm not the one to really be playing with out here. When it comes to love and relationships and stuff like that, I don't care for that arena right now. I'm kind of focused on me. So, all I'm saying is, don't get your feelings hurt, pretty much. At this point, that's pretty much where I'm at. I'm working on me and trying to build my life back up, and it's just, kind of getting back to the basics, making sure that I'm, first of all, employed would be nice. You know what I'm saying? Just making sure that all of my needs are met, making sure that all my children's needs are met, just making sure that everybody is okay, and that's all I've ever wanted to do. I've been on that journey trying to get back on my feet for several years now. And a lot of things that came into play to interfere with that, it really interfered with that. It wasn't like oh, I'm just going to, move around that situation or whatever. Like, no, it really interfered with that. And it affected my family in a way as well that I'm not very happy about. But we're working through it, and I'm actually really happy that we faced some of those challenges, because it put us all to a test so that we can test our own strengths, acknowledge some of our weaknesses, and now we can grow from there, and that's not just the optimist in me speaking, that's the realist in me speaking. Sometimes you have to allow certain things to happen so that you can truly test who you are as a person, and for me, I've always been very proud of the woman that I am. And with me raising a young lady, I feel like now it's her turn to figure out what makes her proud to be who she is as well. My sons as well. You know what I mean? So I've been through that already. So now it's like, okay, now it's y'all's turn. You figure out what it is about you that makes you proud to be you. It doesn't have anything to do with your aesthetic. It has everything to do with your soul, your spirit, who you are. How you want to show up in the world. What purpose are you trying to fulfill in the world? That's truly meaningful to you. And we can say whatever it is that we want to say, but ultimately it is our experiences in life that help shape those decisions. So so that's just a little something, or whatever. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna turn it in, you guys, because it is late, and I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, what I was able to accomplish today, it did take a little toll. Like, I am sleepy, but I feel like it's the type of sleepy where I'm like, oh, I'm about to sleep so good right now. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it in. And I just wanted to, at the very least, submit an update, since I promised myself that I would do this every other day while I was at least getting through the first couple of weeks or whatever. But I know that before I go, I know that there's like this, and I don't want to jinx it, but there's like this undeniable peace, and there's a happiness that is within me. And I don't think you guys can hear it through my voice. You probably can't, because I'm exhausted, to really be honest right now. But when I tell you I am so cool with whatever is going on in my life, including whatever is within the undercurrent of what I'm going through, I'm just allowing life to be life, and I'm allowing myself to move through every stage the way that I would move through it, not the way that anybody else would inspire me to, or not the way that somebody else would advise me to, but the way that I would do it. And I feel like that's a very powerful place to be in, especially at this stage in my kind of my get back, right? And I'm so thankful for that. I'm thankful for that because I could easily be in a completely different mindset. And I'm like, girl, but you not though. You good. And I'm like, I know. What the fuck is going on with that? And it's like, shit, life. You just doing you, and you're not pushing yourself to meet anybody else's standard. And there's a certain peace that comes along with that. There's a certain confidence that comes along with that, self-reassurance. And I rock with that. I really do. So anyway, you guys, yeah, I hope you have a good night. I'm out.